Have you ever flown with Air Canada? Have you ever been delayed? Had your flight cancelled or been denied boarding? It seems to be an all too frequent occurrence happening with our national airline in Canada. Something has to change. In this video, I'm going to share with you my experience flying from Vancouver to Bangkok with a 1 hour and 5 minute transit layover in Tokyo. Stick around for the shit show. Hi there, I'm Floyd. I'm setting off to travel the world, and my first flight out of the country is a disaster. Hey, let me know in the comments below if you have had a similar experience with Air Canada. I'm sure you have a story too. Hey, anyways, thanks for watching. So this is going to be a bit of a different video for me. I just landed in Thailand. I've left Canada for good, and I'm here and I need to tell someone this story. And you were just there scrolling through your social media, and well, here we are. So it's November 2022, and I'm flying to Bangkok. I arrive at the Vancouver airport at least 3 hours early. I check in, I go through security, no problem, and now I'm sitting at my gate with over an hour before the scheduled boarding time of 1:50 p.m. So I decide to do a little vlogging. Here we are. I'm at the airport in Vancouver, and I'm just getting ready to board my first flight to Tokyo and then another flight from Tokyo to Bangkok. I wish it was going to be quick and simple like this. Quick and simple, just like that. Not a problem at all. Jump on a plane, next thing you know, you're on the beach in Thailand. Not a Okay, well there was... Okay, hold on. Yeah, we got to go back. Sorry, wait, hold on. Well, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? So yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have to watch this video. So now it's about 5 minutes before the scheduled boarding time of 1:50 p.m. The lineups are already forming down the causeway, swinging down, winding in both directions when we get the call. Attention, Air Canada passengers, flight AC3 to Tokyo. Your flight will be delayed due to the extra time to load passengers. At this time, we are now offering passengers $400 Canadian to give up their seat. Crickets in the airport. Nobody wants to give up their seat. 5 minutes later, they offer $1,000. And then 5 minutes later, $1,500. Finally, $2,000 offering to passengers to give up their seat. In hindsight, I should have took the money. It would have paid for my first 6 months' rent in Thailand. At the scheduled boarding time, 45 minutes now have gone by. We are at the departure time of 2:35 when the plane starts to board. As I get towards the ticket gate there, I see a handful of people who were denied boarding, and they were furious. And they had no idea what was going on. They were wanting answers, and they were pretty upset. But I got on the plane.
Oh yeah.
When I got seated on the plane, I sat beside another lady who was going to Bangkok, and we discussed the 1 hour and 5 minute layover in Tokyo, which we were definitely not going to make because it was already an hour late and we were just taxiing down the runway. I said, hey, don't worry, Air Canada will take care of us. You know, they booked it. We booked the flight from Vancouver to Bangkok. They put the 1 hour and 5 minute layover in. They'll hold the flight, or they'll take care of us, I'm sure. Don't worry, I said. Boy, was I wrong. 10 hours later, we arrive in Narita Airport in Japan. When we get off, there's a bunch of people waiting for us. The airport's quite empty. Of course, they have full COVID restrictions there. Masks were required, and they were directing us this way, transit, yes, this way. And we keep following the mob of us as we're trying to go down to our next flight. We get to another corner and there's a bunch of more people blocking our direction saying, oh, go this way, transit, yes, this way. And so we finally get to what looks like to be another security area. And we line up and we get in, go towards the door of the security area, and the first guy of our group shows him the boarding pass, and the guy says, no, Bangkok, step aside. If you're waiting for Bangkok, step aside. He says, oh, okay. And they were letting all other passengers through to Dubai and Kuala Lumpur and other flights. We were already late for our flight, so we were kind of surprised. About 20 minutes goes by. We're still standing aside here. People are getting a little bit irritated. You can see the crowd start to rumble a little bit. We're trying to ask, you know, what's going on? And he said, no, just wait, stand aside. Nobody could really communicate with us what was going on. And we were afraid. I was afraid to go to the bathroom in case I came back and the group was gone and I'd missed some vital information. So it was a bit of a tough period there. And then finally, about a half hour later, after we're standing aside, two Japanese ladies come dressed in Air Canada uniforms, and the mob surrounds them. We're all asking, what's going on, and they're just saying, yes, we don't know, we were going to go find some answers, and they were checking everybody, and they seen there was a large group of us, and then they quickly said, everybody, you wait here, we will go get some answers and come back for you. And we're all going, okay, well, we're standing here, there's no place to sit down. Again, we were afraid to leave. So about 10 minutes later, some security people come by and say, where are you guys going? What's going on? And we said, well, we're waiting to go to Bangkok. And he said, well, you can't stand here. Either you got to go in through the security, which I thought was strange. We had to go through security again. We just got off a plane. What possibly could we have brought from the other plane that was going to be unsafe for the next plane we were supposed to transit to? Anyways, so we said, well, they won't let us in. We were told to wait here. And then shortly after, 5 Air Canada agents come back. The security says, yeah, you got to clear all these people out of this area here. You can't have them standing around. So the Air Canada, there's 5 of them now, Air Canada agents, all Japanese. They were local people. And they said, everybody follow us. So we follow the large group. There's probably 50 of us or more in this group. And we follow the agents down the causeway again and downstairs into the baggage area, where they say, okay, we can wait here. And we're going, well, what are we waiting for? What's going on? And hey, bingo! At this point, the agents came around and checking all our passports and boarding passes and getting our information on where our connecting flights were, because it was apparent at this point that not everyone was going to Bangkok. Some people were going to Manila, some people were going to like Hong Kong. Anyways, there was a lot of people waiting around, so they were checking all our information, getting details, and we're just laying around, sitting against the wall. There's no chairs in the baggage area. We're sitting on the carousels. People are charging their phones in the walls. Now we've waited probably about 2 hours. And at this point, all the information that we had was, A, we're not able to get our checked baggage. B, we missed our flight. C, they're trying to rebook us on a flight. And D, that they were trying to look for a hotel. So that's all the information we had at this point. We're standing around in the security area by the baggage until finally the customs agent comes over and he says, what are all these people doing around here? And the poor young Air Canada agents say, we're trying to get them connecting flights and we're trying to get them a hotel. And the customs area said, no, you can't let them loiter here. You either have to, if you're getting them a hotel, process them through customs. So now we're getting prepared to go through customs and enter Japan. At this point, a Japanese immigration official comes up to us and says, I'll need to see proof of vaccination.
I said, pardon?
Well, this caught many people by surprise because proof of vaccination wasn't required to depart from Canada, nor was it required to show proof of vaccination to land in Thailand. And it wasn't required if we were just transiting through Tokyo. But now we were actually going into Japan. So, surprisingly enough, anybody who has not had 3 jabs of an approved vaccine would not be allowed to enter Japan. Those people were going to have to stay in a secure area and spend the night at the airport. Fortunately for me, I was going to a hotel.
Yahoo!
To enter Japan, we had to, at this point, connect to Wi-Fi while the agents helped us do all our online declaration on our phones. And once we did that, then we were going to get a QR code that we could present to the customs official when we would try to enter. Now, of course, we had to translate the form into English. We had to fill out all the information, name, what we were bringing in, and some questions we couldn't answer. Where we were staying, what was the phone number of the place, what was the address of the place, and we had no clue at this point. We were just clearing customs. So every passenger had to be helped by an agent to complete the form, to type in the place where we were staying. I think they were just making up an address. It probably didn't really matter. Once everyone was checked in, we had our QR code, we were able to enter Japan, zip through immigration. They asked us the questions, where are you staying? I said, I don't know. A hotel. Where's the hotel? I said, I don't know. They were kind of astonished, but I explained that our plane was delayed, la-da-da. They got the picture, gave me a stamp. I'm on my way. One step closer to getting somewhere. Well, we made it to Japan, but Air Canada was a little slow getting people on the flight, and that ended up us missing our connecting flight here in Tokyo. Now there's about 50 of us stranded here in Tokyo. We've been standing around for 4 hours, not given a drink, not given any food, and no flights yet. They haven't found us a flight out, and but it's been quite a gong show. Air Canada strikes again. Hopefully all of us 50 plus passengers get compensated. Yeah, it's been a bit of a shit show here in Tokyo. I'm not gonna pull any punches there. It's been a tough go. We're tired, and just gonna see what happens. The group had trimmed down to about 25 or 30 people. At this point, we were kind of bonding together. The group was getting smaller. We kind of been spending a lot of time together in the last half of a day. And we started asking the questions like, Air Canada knew we were going to be late. We took off 1 hour late. We had a 1 hour and 5 minute connecting flight, which we obviously didn't make. Air Canada had 10 hours to figure that out. But not until we landed that they discovered this major problem that they'd caused. And the 50 or more inconvenienced passengers, like, they had 10 hours to figure this out. What went wrong? Who dropped the ball? Air Canada, you dropped the ball on this one. Now we're about 3.5 hours in. Still no word, still know what's going on. We don't have any flights. Hopefully we're waiting for a shuttle now to get to our hotel, which apparently we've got a hotel. Then the agent comes over and says, I need everyone to line up over here. So they marked a line on the floor there, and we all had to stand along the line. Well, they handed out some petty cash. We all got 3,000 yen to get some food or whatever. But at this point, I was so darn tired, I couldn't even eat. I wasn't even hungry anymore. 4 hours on the dot since we landed in Narita. And then all of a sudden the lady comes over and she says, shuttle, hotel. Finally I got to my room and was able to just relax and close my eyes. What a long day. The next morning, up bright and early, I'm downstairs for the free breakfast. I see a lot of the common people from the flight the night before gathering for breakfast. We're talking, making plans. Some of the people have been on the phone all night with Air Canada and got a flight rebooked for the 5:30 p.m. flight later that day. I still didn't have a flight. My best option was to get back to the airport, talk to the agent there, and get my flight rebooked. After breakfast is done, the shuttle picks us up and we're back at Narita Airport. We get to the Air Canada area and we see that it is a ghost town. The information tells us that the Air Canada agents won't be there till 2 p.m. to book people for their 5:30 flight. Meanwhile, I'm on to my Air Canada app on my phone and it says talk to an agent. There was another option via Facebook Messenger to contact an agent. So I clicked on that and boom, I'm talking to an agent. So I sent a note, I got no reply. I just keep typing in help, help, help. All of a sudden I get a reply, hey, what's going on? I explain my situation. Probably about 15 minutes later, they shoot me a note and say, okay, we've got you taken care of. You're all booked on the 5:30 p.m. flight. Meanwhile, it's about 9:30 in the morning, 10 in the morning. So me and about 3 other passengers, we decide that we're going to go explore Tokyo for the day. And what a surprise turn of events. I get to explore another capital city. I've transited through Tokyo before, but I've never set foot in Tokyo, so check Tokyo off the list. Great afternoon. We get back to the airport, get on the 5:30 flight, 7 hours to Bangkok, land, check in, go through immigration, no problem. It's pretty quiet, 10:30 at night there was no wait at all. And now we get to the baggage area. 20 minutes later, the bags start coming out. 30 minutes later, I haven't seen my bag. 45 minutes later, the luggage carousel stops, and about 25 of us that were on the flight from Tokyo, that stayed in the hotel, did not get our bags. So we all wander off to the area where you report lost luggage. We filled out the form, described our luggage, and at this point I was so tired I was not surprised. Air Canada, you dropped the ball again. Strike two. No luggage. I wasn't worried because at least on my luggage I had my name tag with my name, my phone number, my address, my email address. I'm sure my bag would be identified. Somebody's going to call me or at least email me. And I filled out the form. I got a file number and they said, don't worry, we'll get a hold of you. So I leave the airport. It's midnight now. I've already missed my hotel for my second night. The first night I had a hotel booked in Bangkok, which I missed, prepaid for. I was on the hook for that money. Hopefully Air Canada will reimburse me for that. And then I had another hotel booked for my second night in Pattaya, a city an hour and a half away, which I had no chance of getting to now that it was midnight. So I had to book another hotel in Bangkok for a night. The next day I jump off to my next city of Pattaya, arrive at my hotel, inform the front desk that I should be getting some checked baggage in from my lost luggage on my flight the night before. I said, will you help me and call? And the nice lady said, sure, no problem, I will call the number. Well, she called every day for me for 5 days. And in 5 days, I didn't get an email, I didn't get a word, I didn't get nothing from no one. My baggage was lost as far as I was concerned. How could that happen? Like 5 days go by, where is my baggage? It's obviously sitting somewhere in a pile in Tokyo, or it's sitting in a pile somewhere in Bangkok. It's got the tag on it, I've got the confirmation number. Day 5, I get up early and I'm back onto the Air Canada website and I'm clicking every link possible to try and contact them and find another link about report lost luggage. So I get on there, report my luggage lost, I get another tracking number, gone through Air Canada, and they said, don't worry, we guarantee we will get back to you within 45 days. Not 4 or 5 days, 45 days. That's the time frame they gave themselves to get my luggage back. Well, ironically, the very next morning I go back down to the front desk to ask the lady to call again, and surprise, surprise, there's my baggage right behind the counter. 6 days later, I finally reunited with my long lost baggage. What a story that was. Now, the funny thing is, 2 weeks before I flew, my son and his fiance had a domestic flight in Canada and they were denied boarding because the plane was overbooked. They had to spend the night and they weren't able to get out for 24 hours. And Air Canada compensated them with a hotel, food vouchers, and 2,400 Canadian dollars each for being delayed over 9 hours. Now, I was delayed 24 hours and so was 50-some people. So if Air Canada holds true to their promise, it was their fault that we were delayed and missed our connecting flight. Will they cough up the $2,400 for all of us 50-plus passengers? We'll wait and see, and I'll keep you posted on that one. Anyways, that's it. That's my crazy story. My first week in Thailand was a nightmare. Up and down, no luggage, had to buy all my own deodorant and every little thing. I had a few pieces of clothing and stuff, but as a digital nomad, all my camera gear and all my drone and everything was packed in my checked baggage, so I was really relieved when I got it back. But Air Canada, you got to figure this out. You can't let us down. It's giving Canada a bad name. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you really like this video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss my next video. A whole series coming to you next from Thailand. Remember, wherever you are, wherever you go, go with the flow.